It's the takeover. It's the takeover right here on CowboyJoeRadio.com. Tonight, we've been packed full of guests, and now we're heading to Michigan. Michigan rockers, Random Ties. They're releasing their debut EP, Believe, this weekend. They have a lyric video for She's Something that's out now. They're working on their next one. They got the single Why that we've been throwing at you right here on CowboyJoeRadio.com, and we're stoked. We have vocalist, guitarist, Yusef on the show with us. First, Yusef, thanks so much for coming on.
Jeff, thanks for having us, and I just want to say that you pronounced my name perfectly, so well done.
I'm feeling good about my English right now. You've got an interesting story, because you're from Lebanon. You just moved here a couple years ago. Have you been here even 2 years, Yusef?
Not yet. Christmas will be 2 years.
So what's the story? Why Michigan? What brought you to America?
I moved here, me and my wife and our son, in December. My wife we were waiting on our papers, the green card, and we finally got them after a long wait. So we were quite fortunate. To be quite honest with you, my wife's a fashion designer and I'm a musician, and I felt for us, to take the next step and really take our art to the next level. I think the U.S. was the best country that gave you that opportunity. One, there's a huge audience, and arts is really supported and respected. Number two, the venues. There's a lot of venues that you can play, whether it's locally or nationwide. And to answer your question, why Michigan? I have some family over here, so I figured it would be kind of easy to settle in. Not settle in, but just imagine you're moving to a new country, you don't know anyone. Thought it'd be easier to have some familiar faces while making the move.
Yeah.
Thus, Michigan.
So your son was already born before you guys got here?
Yeah, he was born in July. Correct. He's going to be 2 years old in a few weeks.
Because your song 39 Weeks on the EP, Believe, is about your son.
Correct. It's week 39 was actually written on the 39th week of my wife being pregnant. And it was one of those songs where you're like, okay, when are you coming out, buddy? Is it now? Is it tomorrow? And, like those, whoever's been kind of expecting or waiting, they know those, like, the last 2 weeks feel like longer than the entire 9 months. And I kind of just picked up that guitar and I was like, okay, son, where are you? Week 39. And then, son, where are you? Week 41. And then we can't wait to meet you. And there it is. Week 41, my son was born.
Wow, that's awesome. You get to America, you get to Michigan. I mean, your whole plan right away is to hit the ground running. You were looking for a band. How did you hook up with at least KD and Thu?
The way it started, like I said, I didn't even know anyone. I didn't know if there was a scene or not in Michigan. And what I quickly started doing is I started going to all these open mics, just take my acoustic guitar and just play and then meet people. And at the time, there were so many people going for the open mic. So what they do is they put your name in a hat, and if you're lucky enough, you play that night. If not, then we'll come back next week. When I did to get the audition, I started playing, and then I started meeting some more people that connected me with other people, and things took off from there. Not to say that it was the first hit, I met KD and Thu, I've played with other musicians, things didn't work out, but it took, I'd probably say, a good 4 or 5 months, just to meet the right crew, so to speak.
So were you a musician in Lebanon? Did you have a band? What's your past musical history?
Yeah, so I started playing when I was in university, which was in the late 90s. And it was during that era, when that whole grunge scene was out, the Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and all that music. That's what really got me playing in a band. And then I played throughout college. I was playing in a band. And then, I kind of put the guitar down for about 12 years.
Oh, wow.
Doing the 9 to 5, really didn't have time to do much, didn't have much of an inspiration. And kind of one of the major decisions that I've had to make, I was probably like 20 years old, was at the time we're playing music. We were the happiest doing music, but at the end of the day, there was really no money at all in making music.
Yeah.
So I really kind of had to make a decision. Do I stay in Lebanon or work abroad to to earn a living. Just to give you an idea, I mean, Lebanon was a country of war for so many years, and then we went through a civil war, so the economy is not too good. Our population's 4 million, but just to give you an idea, there's 8 million Lebanese in Brazil alone. So I think there's around 20 plus million Lebanese outside. So a lot of Lebanese, it's kind of normal for them to be outside and work outside of out of the country. So I kind of went to the corporate route, so to speak, for 15 years or so, and then just a few years back, started picking the guitar up and started getting that tingling sensation. And then I said, all right, this is my chance now to kind of get back into it. And
what does your wife think? Was she around when you were playing music before, or was this something new?
Look, the guitar has always been with me. Wherever I go, I've always had a guitar. It was something that was kind of like park. We never spoke about. I always used to make fun of it. I'm gonna get the band together. We're gonna go on the road. Like, okay, well, whatever. But it's actually happening. That's like, how did you know? I'm like, I don't know. I just said it just to get a reaction out of you.
You were just planting the seed. That's all you were doing.
Exactly. I never thought in a million years it would be in Michigan. I just thought it'd be, because we're like 3 hours away from Europe. I thought it'd be in Europe or somewhere. My wife lived in Sweden all her life, so she has a lot of roots in Europe. So I always thought it would be Europe, but things just happened. We waited several years. Here we are.
We're talking with Yusef from Random Ties. Go check them out. They're on Facebook, Instagram, and also you can go to YouTube. And their new EP, Believe, comes out this weekend. Go and follow them right now. Now, it's just shocking how much you've gotten done in the time that you've gotten here. You got a band together. You spit out an EP. I mean, your sound, you mentioned it. You were playing grunge music, or you're influenced by, this is a total grunge sounding, a couple songs that I've listened to. Was that the sound all along? Have these guys had any influence in the sound? Have they went along with the sound? What?
There's a good balance. KD is kind of just likes rock and roll, so we kind of all blended, our different sounds to make that EP. And to be honest with you, I think it was just the most important thing is just being around a group of people that really enjoy each other's company. And then making music becomes easier. So I think I've been lucky that I've been around a good group of guys that, one, enjoy being with each other, and two, they kind of appreciate the music and they kind of like the same music.
And being an indie artist, you guys, you opened for Tantric. You've opened for some bands. Did you just play a gig this past weekend?
Yeah, we played on Saturday at the Music Box, and it was we didn't really know what to expect. Even the promoters, the event organizers didn't know what to expect. I think where it is right now, the feeling is everybody wants to go out, but I think more people are hesitant to go out, and that's including the bands. I think it's kind of a bit of a push-pull right now to get bands to come and play. Not a lot of bands are willing to do that, and I think everyone respects that. At the end of the day, we are in unprecedented times, well, at least within the last 50, 60 years or so. But I think the people that were there, everyone was respectful. Everyone was kind of, you could see everyone they were aware of what's
Did they wear
on,
masks? Were they
no,
staying apart
masks.
from each other? Or was it kind of like a show?
It was like, the people that came together sat on the same table, kind of boogied next to each other, and I think it was a lot of people knew each other, so each band had their followings.
How's it been in Michigan? Have you guys had any contact with COVID, or you've been sick, or because the numbers were pretty big out there, weren't they?
The numbers were huge. To be very honest with you, from March for 3 months, the only place I went to was probably the grocery store, because the numbers were really frightening. Whether the media was reporting correctly or not, we were the third highest state in the U.S. with COVID cases. But, looking at it now, we're one of the few states that they've reported over 50% less COVID cases. I guess that's also inflated because we had a lot of cases. But I think now, it's people are cautious. But I think at the end, just like everywhere, I think people just kind of said, all right, this is the way things are going to be. We need to adapt because, no one believes the cure is going to come out this year at least, and it's just going to be there. So either we isolate ourselves or we adapt and be respectful and cautious of what's going on.
We're talking with Yusef from Random Ties. Go check him out. Facebook, Instagram. Go to YouTube. You can see the lyric video for She's Something. And also, before we went on the air, the EP, what'd you say? Another video's dropping with the EP?
We shot 2 videos about 2 weeks ago, and then the third video will probably release it sometime in August.
So what's the next video? What song's it?
Well, the first video that we're going to release is for the song Why that you guys have been playing on air.
Okay.
And thanks for that. And it's a pretty dear song to my heart is because it talks about something, that we've lost a lot of great artists to, and a lot of people that I'm sure a lot of people probably know or are related to, which is the mental health. And what we're trying to do with that song is raise awareness for mental health, and so people could, if they see someone, at least help them and try to save a life. So that's what really the song Why is all about. So I think that's going to be the first video that we'll release, and the second song will probably be Week 39.
And the song Week 39 was about having your kid. She's Something is, I think, about your wife. Why is about mental health. This is a very personal album.
It is a personal album, and I think that's one of the things that we get from a lot of people is just our message is pretty honest. I've always emphasized that I always enjoyed albums where I understood the lyrics and they kind of hit home, and these subjects I thought were things that I really need to get off my chest. We all go through our scars and battles in life, and I thought, let me get them out of the way, but do them in a way where it doesn't go through a dark road. It kind of celebrates the scars that got us into where we are today. And that kind of led to the name of the album, Believe. I mean, just going back to where I was and how I was able to get here, winning the lottery to get to the U.S., and then all of that, believing and having faith.
So what do you like the most about America?
Freedom of speech. You don't have to worry about saying this and then having repercussions that might impact. I like the diversity. I think it's a celebration of life, if I could put it that way. There's people from different cultures, different backgrounds, but at the end of the day, it's under one flag, it's under one constitution. What I also like, which also might be a sensitive topic, I think what people understand is for the world to become a better place, there always has to be people that challenge the status quo. So there's an evolution of the current system, and I think that's what we're witnessing right now is people are trying to express themselves for change so things can be better for themselves, for their kids, and people are doing it in a very structured way, and not too many countries give that opportunity to people.
Yusef from Random Ties. Go and like him on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Go and get the new EP, Believe. It comes out this weekend. They also have a couple shows coming up. So if you go to their Facebook page, you can see where they are playing. If you are in Michigan or around the area, they are going to be playing around there. Definitely check them out. What's your guys' future plans? Do you want to hit the road? What do you want to do?
We do want to hit the road. That's why you said something earlier, in such a short, the band got together in August and then few didn't join till January. So we managed to record 11 songs in February before everything went crazy. So we have a lot of songs in the pipeline that are being mixed. So right now what we want to do is be able to give your audience and people everywhere is just, okay, this is our music, and hopefully they enjoy it, and then we'll be able to play for everyone out there, not just in Michigan, but hopefully get a U.S. tour when it's doable.
Exactly. Come to Wyoming. We'll welcome you with open arms.
I'm there, man. I'm there. I'll be there. I'm not in 24 hours, though. Probably need 48 hours from Wyoming, okay?
Yeah. It's a little longer of a haul for Random Ties. Go and follow them. Go get the new EP, Believe. It is out this weekend. Yusef, thanks so much, buddy.
Thank you very much, man. And I really appreciate for you giving us a voice. Without your show, without you putting in all the time and effort, we would not be here. When your show's on, the chats is probably one of my favorite parts. It's just so crazy. It's like everyone knows everybody, everyone's kind of having their drink and enjoying the music. And so keep it up, and thanks for giving us a voice.
Awesome. It's Yusef from Random Ties. Here's their song, Why? It's The Takeover. It's CowboyJoeRadio.com.